Good morning, students. Welcome to the newspaper reading. Today we will see the important suggestions in the Hindu newspaper. Remember, this is not the complete and in detailed explanation of the Hindu newspaper, but mostly I'll be giving you the suggestions as to what articles you have to read, and if the most important articles are there, maybe I'll go through and show you the important points or important content that is there in the article. But otherwise mostly I'll be suggesting. ज़्यादातर मैं suggest कर दूंगा, मतलब कौन सी articles पढ़ना है, कौन सी छोड़ देना है, और जो भी important articles होते हैं, the most important ones मैं थोड़ा उसके अंदर जाऊंगा और points बताऊंगा उसमें क्या क्या important words. So let's not waste any of our time. So today is we'll go into the discussion. So today is March 8th, 2026. The important news are so something once again about the Iran. So Hindu newspaper is predominantly covering the war from the point or from the perspective of Iran than more than from the point of view of the United States of America. So once again, you will find a similar heading that you are seeing in previous newspaper or previous editions. Won't strike neighbors, won't surrender. This is what Iran is saying. Will attack nearby nations only if triggered. She is the present head of Iran, and stressing Iran never planned invasion. So it's not going to invade any other country. That is what Iran is saying. US president says Iran is being beaten to hell. Okay. Then, as the war entered the 8th day, Israel and the US carry out strikes across Islamic Republic. So these two countries are continuing the strikes. Okay, so these are the things you have to remember. I think rest of the matter, it's being repeated continuously, so you need not worry about that one. Still, if you want to go through it, we can take a look on this. Okay, right. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said Saturday that Tehran will no longer target its neighboring countries. Okay, that is what they are saying. As the war entered the 8th day, Israel and US carried out strikes across Islamic Republic, particularly targeting the country's air force, etc., etc. Okay. Then, if you see from the point of view of army headquarters of Iran, they said in a statement that Tehran respects the sovereignty of the neighboring countries and has not carried out any act of aggression against them. Okay, so I think beyond this, there is not much important information in this article. So you can move forward. We'll move forward. If you can see here, ritual craft, it's called as reading by looking at the image. Very beautiful image, you can see, tied and dyed. Okay, and artisan dyes, kalawa, the sacred orange yellow thread used in Hindu rituals in Lal Gopalganj village near Prayagraj on Saturday. Okay, so you can look at the beautiful picture. One more important news is there, that is about the West Asia crisis. Cooking gas prices have been raised. So there were also talks of stop filling the commercial gas cylinders. Along with that, now there is a news that the cooking gas prices, the domestic gas prices also have been increased. If I am not wrong, the prices have been raised or increased by 60 rupees per cylinder. Then there is news about Nepal. Balin beats only as RSP closing on victory in Nepal. So there is going to be a new government very soon in Nepal, and there is complete change in God this time. The people have or rejected the old regimes, and a completely new party and a new leadership have been given opportunity. Okay, so these are the news that are there in the front page today. Okay, right. Then go to the second page. So enrollment on voters list open till last date of nomination set by CEC, Chief Election Commissioner. Eligible voters excluded from the list after SIR can give their application in Form 6, and the complaints on wrong inclusion can be challenged in Form 7. Okay, so some solace for the people who have been legitimate voters and their names have been no delisted from the electoral rolls. They have the opportunities to make the amendments and re-enter their names in the electoral rolls. Opportunities are provided by the Election Commission of India. That is what this article is saying. Okay. Then one political news is there. Ahead of assembly polls in Kerala, Rahul offers 5 guarantees. So Congress party, wherever you go, maybe in Karnataka, maybe in Telangana, and in most of the election bound states, they are following this successful formula of giving 5 guarantees or 6 guarantees. So one thing you have to remember here is elections are going to be conducted sooner in Kerala. Then this article, you see Kerala CM rejects the charge of excessive borrowing by state government. So this is something related to fiscal balance or fiscal prudence of state governments and their budgets. You can look at it, because always the finances have been a problem for the state governments, because most of the financial powers are given by the are there with the central government, whereas the welfare burden is on the स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ओके, ज्यादातर फाइनेंशियल पावर सेंटर को दिया गया है, एंड ज्यादातर वेलफेयर बर्डन जो होता है इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ द स्कीम्स वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को दिया गया है. इसकी वजह से स्टेट्स काफी सारा फाइनेंशियल रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करते रहते हैं. ओके, इन दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस आर्टिकल. Then another article you will see, TVK chief promises 2,500 monthly aid for women in Tamil Nadu. So this has been going on for quite some time. Every state, almost all the states, or in majority of the states, the political parties are offering some financial assistance to the women, so that they can get there. In Telangana it happened, in Karnataka also it happened, in Bihar also it happened. So everywhere it is happening. Okay, so these are some of the news that are there in the second page. We'll continue. Right. Very important news. 130 Maoists surrender in Telangana. Revant reiterates appeal to Congress. So you know very well, the country is moving closer to eliminating the Naxalites, or addressing this, solving the entire problem of Naxalism in our country, left-wing extremism. In the past few months, many of the Naxalite cadre, they have been surrendered, and in that process, 130 more Maoists have been surrendered. Okay. Then another news, Telangana Gadar Film Awards announced. Chiranjeevi, Kamal, and Rashmika take home trophies. Okay, you can, if you want, you can read. Then the jumbo head triggers panic in Chittoor village again. So this news is important from the point of view of man-animal conflict and why it is happening, etc. So try to go through this news. It's important. Okay, wildlife, or in the subject of animal husbandry, we have the next page. 1,085 crore loan fraud. CBI lodges fresh case against Artha Anil Ambani. So you can go through. It's important in corporate governance and banking and finance also. So you can go through the article. Okay. Then hosted second Iran ship as humanitarian gesture. Iranian warship Iris Dana, that was blown up by US government caught on the wrong side of the events, says Jaishankar. He adds that letting IRIS 11 to dock in Kochi on March 4 was the right thing. So this is something about the Iran, Israel, and USA. Okay. Then security curbs and internet restrictions are lifted in Kashmir. Okay, so because of the law and order issues, the curbs have been put on. Now they have been lifted. Okay? So this is a recurring phenomenon in Jammu and Kashmir in the because of the things like law and order problems, frequently or recurrently curbing of internet and even mobile networks sometimes takes place, and you have to understand it from the point of view of administration. Okay, go for some more articles are there. Uh, all the three accused in Coimbatore gang rape gets life imprisonment. Try to read about this article. It's important from the context of or from the point of view of women crimes against women. Okay, and the conviction rate, etc., prosecution process, how it is taking place. The article will give you a picture of all those things. Okay. Next article: government committed to dividing or driving out all industries from the country. Okay, says the government. Okay, you can also go through this. Intruders, not industries. I'm really sorry. Government committed to driving out all intruders, that is illegal immigrants. He is talking about especially in the northeastern region of the country or northeastern part of the country. Okay. So you can go through the article. Okay. Then CBI initiates probe into BSF officers tampering records. So you can also go through that article. The next one is social media posts on creating new duty near Siliguri fake says center. So this is about the impact of fake news and how they are created, how they spread the false news, etc. Okay. Next one, most wanted gangster detained in Mongala, says Punjab police. So you can understand this article from the point of view of internal security and organized crime, etc. Okay. High Court acquits Dera Chief Ram Rahim in 2002 journalist murder case. So you try to follow this news about Dera Sacha Sauda head Ram Rahim Insan. Okay. How he has been convicted in 2 rape cases, but how he is frequently sent on parole or released on parole. Okay, especially during the elections. Okay, very critical issue from the point of view of law and order. So in that context, you have to understand. Now he has been acquitted from a case. Okay, in which he has been accused of murdering a journalist. I'll go forward. Next page. President slams Bengal government for protocol failure at the conference. So now there is peaking, the fight between the center and West Bengal is peaking. Now there are problems or there were issues with respect to protocol, failures of protocol. With respect to none other than the Honorable President of India. So you have to understand this from the context of the fight between the center or conflict between the center and the West Bengal government. It keeps on happening, not only with respect to West Bengal, but Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. So when a different party is there in states from that of the central government, so things like these will keep on happening. West Bengal is continuously finding itself on the wrong side or with odds with respect to central government. So in that context, you have to understand this. Okay. Next point, next article you see, Modi endorses Birla days before Lok Sabha takes up a motion seeking speakers. Recently a no confidence motion has been filed by the opposition parties against Om Birla that he is not functioning or discharging his duties And what should I say? In a balanced manner or without bias. So the proceedings are going to start soon against him. Okay. So in that context, you have to understand the role of the speaker and the deputy speakers of Lok Sabha, and also chairman and the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, how they have to be impartial, etc. From that point of view, you have to understand this. So please, right? This is a political news. Next one, what it is, BJP should not keep quiet when the US insults the nation by dictating to us that it ends our global image. So these remarks have been made, or this article has been written in the context of, US is announcement that India is allowed to buy oil from Russia for 30 days. In that context, the article has been written. Try to go through the article. Okay. Move forward. Samarth Chaudhary, the prospect of the top prospect for next Bihar Chief Minister to meet outside. So you know very well what is all happening with Nitish Kumar in Bihar. It's now strongly believed that he is going to demit the office, and very importantly, BJP is going to take up the top seat. Okay. The next one, nearly a fortnight after his death, Manipur MLA is yet to be burned. Okay, so that you have to, this article you have to understand from the point of view of the security. Okay, in Manipur, try and read the article. Okay. Next, more news. The next news, over twofold rise in breast cancer incidence in 30 years. So recurring or more and more increasing cancers is a challenging scenario, not only in our country, but in the entire world. It is attributed to increasing use of plastic in our day-to-day life. And in that plastic, many carcinogenic agents are plastic. Not only that, not only plastic, but the food we are eating, everything that we are using in day-to-day life, uh, those products, carcinogens are found in a big manner, and that is causing the increase in cancer cases. Okay, we'll go and see the news a little bit more deeper. Okay, right. Over twofold rise in breast cancer incidence in 30 years. Estimates show breast cancer incidence in India at 29.4 per 1 lakh women in 2023. And further, experts highlights gaps in access to treatment, calling for regular screening to ensure early detection. Okay. So, rising incidence of cancer cases, you can see experts highlight a steady rise in breast cancer cases, indicating a growing public health concern. 100 in 1990, in 1990, 13 cases, only 13 cases per 1 lakh women were seen. Whereas in 2023, it risen to 29.4 cases per 1 lakh women. Okay. The key factors that are contributing to this increase are lifestyle changes, lack of breastfeeding, alcohol consumption, tobacco use, sedentary work patterns. These are the key factors which are contributing to cancer incidence, not only breast cancer, but all types of cancers are increasing. Okay, so in that context, you will have to go through and read the article, try to read it. Okay. Then next one, more news about health. Consider abdominal obesity a vital sign in Asian Indians. Okay. You see the abdominal obesity or belly fat. Okay. That is a vital sign in Asian Indians. The study says, okay, you know very well, the Indians, or actually the Asians, we suffer a lot from the abdominal fat, okay, or belly fat, which generally you will not see in other regions. So a study has been conducted to further understand that phenomenon. Okay, right. Next article, collective action needed to address climate change. So one more article about the climate change, and you can go through, because climate change is a reality and it is a more serious problem that humanity is facing. So in any article that is coming from the point of view of that, in the context of that one, you have to understand. Okay. Then Maharashtra government is MOU for modernization of Sasan Dock. Then UP, next article, UP accounts for most cases of denial of access to public spaces to persons from scheduled caste communities. Okay, so this you have to understand from the point of view of social justice and Indian society. Okay, try to read the article. Okay, next article, news in frames. Okay, so news are explained in images. You try to go through the images also, and titled is the title is A Week of Fire. So it's all about the war, okay, that is taking place between Iran on one side and Israel and the USA on the other side. Try to go through the article. Continued in second page also. Okay. Then FAQ. Right. Why does the Strait of Hormuz closure matters? Of course, it matters because from the point of view of entire world, 1/5 of the crude oil gets transited from that Strait of Hormuz. From the point of view of India, 40% of our oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz. So, of course, the Strait of Hormuz is important. We'll see the details, okay, that are there in the article. Okay, right. Uh, you have to know the location of the Strait of Hormuz and why have tensions in West Asia affected this passage. Why does Iran have to do with the near complete closure of the strait? And how does the situation affect India and what is the government doing? All these aspects you have to understand. Okay, the story so far. What is the significance of the strait? Okay, the significance is considerable amount of crude oil gets transited from this strait. Okay, that is its significant current situation. You have to understand. Iran announced almost complete blockade. It's only allowing Russian and Chinese flagged ships, okay, from the strait, and it's not allowing anybody else. Okay, can countries just halt shipping lanes? Are there alternatives to this strait? Very difficult alternatives are there. How does closing the strait help Iran? It can create more pressure on their opponents and in the rest of the on the rest of the countries. That is what can do by closing down Strait of Hormuz. How does the situation affect India's economy and oil prices? So definitely our interests are going to be hurt like anything, because most of our imports, our crude oil and natural gas requirements, we import from the West Asian countries, most of it, and a significant quantity of it comes from the Strait of Hormuz only. I mean, it gets transported. Okay. So in that context, you have to understand this article very well. Already you have seen there is a significant increase in the prices of crude oil, and we have announced an increment also. Okay, increase in domestic oil price. Okay. Then how does Canada uranium deal help India? This is the other news.